Hey, Computech students, Mr. Vinson here for our second cell SketchUp checkpoint. This is checkpoint number 10, so join me. Thank you for being here with us. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. So the first cell checkpoint was number 6. There was a lot of introductory stuff in video 6. So if you're having trouble understanding any of the parts from this video, you might want to go back and look at the last one just to make sure we're all on the same page. What you see here on the screen, right over there, this is how we ended up at the end of our last class session. We took the blank document in SketchUp that had temple in it, and we added in a 3 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot cube. And we turned that in. We took a snip of it. We turned that snip into the instructions inside Teams. And so now we're to the point where we can go on to the next step. 7 and 8, I want you to look at those slides in the instructions, but they're more how to use SketchUp and less actually anything related to the project. Okay, so we're going to go back to Teams, and we're going to take a look here at slide 9. I've kind of zoomed out, but here we are in slide 9, and you'll notice if you look closely here in slide 9 that you need to be logged into SketchUp. I still have it open because that's what we were working with. But if you haven't, there's a link right there. Use your Google account, not your Fresno U account. And then it's helpful to know how to have used SketchUp, which is why Thursday and Friday, August 27th and 28th, we did some things all class to learn some of the basics of SketchUp. Those things are helpful. And now if you take a quick look, what you'll see is that right here, I actually have provided for you right over there 2 cells. These are just generic cells. One's an animal cell and one's a plant cell. And as you start to learn more about science and how cells work, you'll know that there's actually specialized cells that are important. And so what I'm going to say is this. If you did not take my class before, if this is the first time you've ever used SketchUp in your life, choose one of those cells right there. Okay? If you have said, you know what, Mr. Vinson, I'm a SketchUp expert, or you took my class before, I know you're a SketchUp expert, and so we're going to have you start this out. Instead of using one of those 2 cells, you're going to find a specialized cell from an animal or a plant. It doesn't really matter, but something other than a plain generic one. And I'm always fascinated with how the eye works. And so here's a bunch of pictures. I just actually searched for specialized eye cells in Google Images, and all sorts of them come up. And you can see how the eye works. Some of these are individual cells from the eyes, but some of them actually are going to be a single cell that you can recreate that cell and how it specifically works. And so what's going to happen here is, you can search around, you can find some. I found a nice one of just a rod, which is one of the things that helps you see. And of course, now that I started scrolling, I lost it. I search for red now. Let's search for rod. It was this guy right here. All right, so I've got this cell. I'm going to go ahead and, just really focus in on this because, if you have been in my class before, a rod or a cone or both might be a good option. There's other cells you can do. Just ask me, and I can give you some other ideas. But most people are just going to do the simple cell here from the instructions. And the video that I'm showing you, we're going to do a plant cell just because that's kind of what I chose just right now a second ago. So slide 9 is just having you choose your cell. And then slide 10, we have a checkpoint to turn in. And for this particular checkpoint, what we're actually going to be doing is creating kind of the outline of our cell, and it's filled in. Okay, and that might seem like a pretty basic thing, but a lot of times this gray part in the middle kind of eludes people sometimes, and so we're gonna turn this in as checkpoint 10. This one's actually easier than the cube, I think. Okay, we're gonna use it's called the freehand tool. The freehand tool is underneath the pencil, so if you click the pencil, it's right underneath there, and we're gonna make like a blob. Okay, we're gonna make a blob cell. It's going to be a plant cell, though, because we're going to give it a cell wall and a cell membrane. And so what's going to happen here, I'm going to go back to SketchUp. You're welcome to save this and create a new file. That's not a problem. And in fact, I recommend you do that just to make sure if there's any technical issues, you know where we're at. I'm going to save this one, call it cube, and I'm going to make a new file. It's fine. It can go in any folder. It doesn't matter. Try to be organized. Put it in one that says, engineering or whatever. I'm going to make a new file. There's Temple again. I'm going to rename this one the cell. Okay. I'm in this particular case, I am going to remove Temple just because kind of in the way a little bit. You don't have to remove her if you don't want to though. Right here, pencil, click and hold pencil. Underneath pencil is freehand. And what's going to happen is you're going to freehand the outside of your cell. The actual size doesn't matter. What does matter is that you connect it back up with yourself and it turns gray. Again, freehand tool. I'm going to do it somewhere else. Make the outside shape of the cell you're going for in 2 dimensions, and that's it. Step 10, done. Just like before, you're going to open up a tool on your computer called the snipping tool. Once you have that open, click new. Go ahead and drag it so I can see where you're at. Edit copy. You could also save the file and upload it directly into PowerPoint, but it does work to copy and paste. Go back into Teams, Assignments. Inside Assignments, you're going to click on this one right here, Progress Check. Progress Check. I'm going to click that. It looks like this. And when we're here, SketchUp Cell Checkpoints. We've got it right here. I need to edit. I don't think you have to click this option, but on my computer it makes me. And it comes up. And then what I'm going to do is just paste, which is just Control V for Vinson. Put that where it goes. Just make it fit, that's fine like that. And then we'll be on to the next step. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Be glad to help you in any way that I can.